Right, this like was a long time ago, and it happened in 1983 or whatever when around. And like it's like this woman had a boyfriend, right? And like she was messing with this black brother or whatever when I around, and her boyfriend found out, and her boyfriend didn't like that. Around, I mean like so you got one of his buddies that went to the board or whatever. Why not? I think they saw her dancing with this brother or whatever or whatnot. Corrado. So they had that like they was gonna be friends or whatever whatnot. They was at that like friends and stuff like that. And then like they was friendly. It was gonna like and like they was gonna take the party on to another place or whatever whatnot. Corrado. Next thing you know, they like assaulted this man. They like stabbed him about 7 times, and they cut off his genitals. All that. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then they hung him up right up in the tree with a string or whatever. I'm like, dang. They called that the hanging tree. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, that's some crazy shit. For real though. But that's not even surprising because why? I mean, like, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Now that happened like a long time ago. They had all this evidence on these motherfuckers, and they was holding this shit for 33 years and decided to take care of it this year or whatever whatnot. That shit crazy. But anyway, this was such the point. Now this lady, I think this lady got drunk or whatever, and she tried to like start a fight with this woman or whatever whatnot. Like I think it was like at a bar or a restaurant or something like that. You know what I'm saying? For real. And she was up there like cussing the lady out, and then she told her to like what I'm saying? She told her something or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? She said she would whoop her, ass or whatever. And she said fuck her kid or whatever, and she called the lady a nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy as hell, for real though. And they like, just like, the employees and they just stopped it. Like, what I'm saying? So we won't like escalate. They de-escalate the problem or whatever or not. Now, it was crazy. It was crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? For real though. I mean like shit. It was two it was two Caucasian women going at it. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Anyway, so yeah, I can understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they get into it too. For real though. I'm telling you. And that's on bro. Anyway, gang, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? That's me just like, wondering or whatever. Or not. Well though. That's some crazy shit. It's like one woman got in an argument with a like employee in Walmart over her phone or whatever. And I don't know. She probably said that then the work right and all that stuff and take a look at it and stuff. She was ordered to leave because it was causing too much problems. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like talking major shit. She didn't want to leave, so they called the law enforcement. For real though. And like, the officer told her to go or whatever. She didn't want to go. So hell, dude just manhandled her ass. For real though. And like she was up there screaming, and then next thing you know, she ended up calling mama. She can't breathe and all that shit. That shit was crazy. She got like charged with like what I'm saying, like resisting arrest, battery and assault, and trespassing. For real though. I mean, I'm telling you, gang, it's crazy. That was crazy as hell. For real though. I mean, like, they would have charged her more, too. For real, though. I mean, I see it, but, shit, that's what they wanted to charge her with. Shit, for real. That shit was crazy, though. You know what I'm saying? The lady was at that, like, her, shit, she didn't want to fight her ego. Shit, she let her ego take over. Shit, I'm like, hell no. I'm like, okay. Shit, that shit crazy. But anyway, that's like the thing though. You know what I'm saying? For real though. I mean like shit, gotta learn how to like fight that shit for real though because if you don't fight your ego, that shit gonna take over. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Gonna make you fantasize about shit that's not even real, and then some really bad shit will happen. For real though. And then where we gonna be at now? We gonna go like just leave you like nope. For real though, I'm just saying. For real, because like I remember when I told y'all about that lady that was trying to like, you know what I'm saying, actually protect that old dude from like getting arrested or whatever, and she ended up throwing something at the cop, bro, you know what I'm saying? Because she was like, you know, angry that they was gonna take him in or whatever when I real though. And then next thing you know, he like, you know, start pleading and shit. She was like, no, please, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Right after those handcuffs got on her ass, for real though. Telling all that shit be out the window. And I'm for real, gang. I mean, I'm serious as ever. Anyway, so, yeah, shit, it's like I said, if you would, like, know how to, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, just, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, just actually swallow your pride, you know what I'm saying, and then make it, don't let your ego make shit get out of hand, shit, then hell, go ahead and do your thing, for real though, because if you don't, shit, bad shit gonna end up occurring and shit, you don't want to go through that shit, even I don't want to go through that shit, for real though. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, that's it, just like, you know, when I like, you know, get into expectation and shit, you know, Walmart, I don't know, well, it was like a year ago or whatever went on, but shit, I didn't let it escalate either any further or whatever, because why? I'm like, my ego just like almost trying to take over, and I'm like, not just took, like, you know, took charge, like, no, that shit ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. Right up, because like I went to go like, you know, buy, you know, my joystick or whatever. New joystick for my PS5, right? Before it even got stolen or whatever went out. You know what I'm saying? Right up. Because like it was crazy as hell. Right up. I mean, I said I had like $170 or whatever when and like I just like, you know, put it on like gift card or whatever, and like I actually like, you know, my like, you know, the shit my it's like I was spending something about having like $700 and some dollars on my card and shit. On a Walmart gift card. I'm like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't let the ego, like, you know, take over and take me over that with that fast. Like, you know, I did let it take me over, but I didn't let it, like, you know, actually go, like, you know, overboard or nothing like that. Real though, I'm like, hell no. To the first day, have to, like, you know, call security or call the, like, you know, cops or some shit like that. I didn't let it go that far. Why? Because, I'm not gonna let that happen. I don't know. I just, like, you know, bought the Jewish thing. Not saying this, like, you know, went out or whatever. Because, like, the reason I went to go buy my Jewish is because, like, you know what I'm saying, bro up there, like, you know, like, asked me could he use my joystick, and then, like, he, like, you know, gave me his joystick, which was a broke joystick, and shit like that, and I couldn't even play my game right, so I just went to Walmart and just, like, you know, bought me another joystick. The thing is, I was, like, you know, go try to get, like, you know, those, like, you know, the headset for the PS5 or whatever or not. That's it, for real though. But that's besides the point. I mean, I see, nothing bad happened or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Because I didn't let it escalate like that. I didn't let it get that far or nothing like that. For real though. For real though. I just had to put myself in check and all that. So that's what the fuck I did. I did that shit. And I'm glad I did that too. You know what I'm saying? Because just like I said, I'm done talking to a long person. For real though. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell on notifications so you can see my next upload and my next post. And I'll make sure I'm making another one tomorrow. And oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos if you like it. So long, farewell, goodbye.